Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 97. We're back here with you again. We're about to that magical number of 100. We're approaching it, but we thought, instead of waiting till the 100th episode to have this grand episode with special guests and everything, everybody does that. We're doing it on the 97th episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not only am I here, Ryan and Katrin is here, and Chris is here, but we've got two very special guests. You may have heard of them. You may have listened to them.
They definitely have not heard of me.
No, if they listen to I Am Geek, they have, because you've both been on before.
Oh, yes. That's true.
But, the fans were like, you got to have these guys back. It's just every day my email is just full of nothing but junk mail.
Will you send all those people to my social media pages, please?
No, I'm just kidding. We don't get any emails.
Just kidding. Nobody wants to hear from you.
No, that's not
my
true.
inbox is empty. No one's writing me.
Yeah, that is true. We get a lot of stuff from Zazzle, whatever that is. Zazzle's be our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Zazzle, the Fresh Maker. Anyways,
you forgot to introduce the 15 other people, man.
All right, so tonight on the show we have very special guest, Tyler Dean McDowell. If you don't know Tyler Dean
Howdy
McDowell, then where have you been? I don't know. Where have you been?
Oh, I thought you were asking me where I've been.
He's been on before.
A lot of places.
He's been, he's got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe that I probably can't discuss here. You will hear his name. If you don't know him, you will know him soon. Nashville superstar.
No pressure, man. Jeez.
Disney aficionado.
I'm already nervous and scared enough, man.
Sullivan, world peace.
We are expecting great things from you, man.
And of course, the greatest animator that I know.
That's true. That's true.
Ray Chase is on. Hey, Ray.
Hello. Woo! I have nothing going on. No expectations on me. Nothing. Outside of being the greatest animator I've got nothing else.
I don't know many animators, so
the bar's not really that high. So.
Oh wait, Chris, don't you do something like that?
I think
don't you draw
like animation? I don't think he actually animates though.
No, I don't. I farm all my stuff out and have it done overseas. So.
Oh, that sounds legit. Anyways, Ray has worked with Chris for 50 years. Not 50
I've been doing his work for 50 years.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're both former Disney animators now, since the Fox deal has went through. So that makes them former Disney animators. So the checks will keep rolling in anytime now.
I need a storyboard artist. Can one of you boys help me out? Boy, did y'all hear the dead silence? Thanks, fellas. Much appreciated.
We do 3D animation.
Even better, right?
Okay. Can you do it in 3D? Jeez.
Do you got a rig?
No.
He's a Nashville superstar, so
I might have someone I can hook you up with.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, see, it's true. It's all about who you know.
Yeah.
We call that passing the buck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chris and Ray are now video game guys. They make video games, so
make awesome video games.
Cool. Which they can't discuss because every time I ask Chris, "Hey, so what you doing?" I'm not allowed to speak on that. I cannot talk on that.
We can say very, very minimal things at risk of being murdered.
So I'm not going to even ask you guys what you're working on right now.
We can tell you. We can say the name of the game.
Oh.
You want to tell them? You want to put the target on your back? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Why not? The target go on me. It's always on me. It's fine. We're working on Doom Eternal.
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
That's all we can say. Oh, well, we can also say that it's awesome.
Does it star Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Not yet.
I can't say.
Maybe, yes, we can't say. Maybe it does. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
He was in the movie, right? The very bad movie.
I think the very first Doom movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he the bad guy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't
turn
see
out to be the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great spoilers!
Oopsie,
I'm sure
sorry.
everyone's already seen that.
Yeah, they've had time.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I was gonna say, if the video game's main character's name is not Nathan Drake, I'm probably not
Wow.
interested.
Yeah,
I'm an Uncharted guy.
me
It's
too.
one of the only video games I play, man. I don't know why. It's just I'm an Indiana Jones dude, so it's like a modern day version.
I love it. I have
Speaks
That's good.
speaks to my heart. I was wearing the necklace today. Actually, I don't have it on anymore.
I love the games, but I don't own the necklace. So.
Man, I own the belt buckle.
But I love them.
I own the little thing that he used, the perba, the dagger thing. I had a guy make me that in Australia. I was determined. I actually had him make two. I made one for my buddy Hank, and it was his Christmas present last year. So it was like you should say he almost went into like a heart attack. He almost had a heart attack.
Oh.
Then he started stabbing people with it.
He tried to go on an adventure. It didn't work.
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3 lately.
I need to play that. But let me ask you a question though. Do I have to go back and play the first two?
Okay, here's the thing. Like I talked about it last week a little bit, but I cut it out because we just had too much in the episode. So if you listened last week, it's not in there, but it was in there, but now it's not. Here's the thing. I have played every Kingdom Hearts game that there is. So there's like the two for the main platforms, and then they had like handheld versions for like Game Boys and stuff over the years. I think I've played them all. So I sat down to play Kingdom Hearts 3, and there's a 15-minute story to start the thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what's going on. And I've played the other games. So I don't think it matters if you play the other games because you will sit there and be like, what the heck is going on? Because it's like these two random anime type dudes playing chess. And then it flashes to Sora for some reason. And then you start playing as Sora in a game. And
Sounds
then
great.
it flashes to Mickey Mouse and this other anime dude, and they're doing something in some dark world. And the game's fun, but the story, I have no idea what's going on. Maybe in Japan it makes sense. You know, maybe all the people in
Probably
Japan are
so.
playing it like, oh, this is like the greatest story ever told. And then
The
and I'm
Godfather.
yeah, and I'm sitting here just like, it's really fun, but I don't think you need to play the other games because if you know who Mickey and Donald and Goofy are, they just have this other kid with them. So
It seems like, or it's always seemed like something I would be interested in. And that big key thing that he has,
the
with the
Keyblade,
yellow
yeah.
handle. Yeah. I mean, I kind of want that key, but I don't know what it is. So
It's just their like sword. It's their weapon of choice. Each Keyblade has special powers and does different things that you get throughout the game. Like I played.
it's a sword.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
keyblade.
You can buy remakes of those usually at like sword shops and stuff.
Yeah, and each one has special powers. Like I got the Hercules one the other night, and it turns into this like defensive weapon and stuff. So they transform and all this stuff. But it's fun. I think you'd like it. It's different, and there's the cutscenes are like literally 10 to 15 minutes long,
Oh wow.
and you're just sitting there like, okay, I want to play the game now.
Take a nap.
Yeah,
Be good.
Hey, you know what has the best cutscenes?
Uncharted.
Uncharted. There's this one where he gets shot. Man, I thought he was gone. Like I was like, and he sits there and he shoots him big old kerosene cans, blows up the train. It was something. It was something special. Sorry.
This is turned into these are the games we like episode.
Oh yeah, this is supposed to be a Disney Parks episode,
that's
right?
all right.
Yeah, but Sora, the main character from Kingdom Hearts, has appeared in the parks, and
Oh.
every once in a while will pop up.
Nice segue. Well done.
Yeah, at special events, he'll pop up. The friend of Sora, whatever they call them there, the costume version, and the Mickey, Goofy, and Donald. They have their outfits from the game have appeared in the park, like in their costume form. I think
Huh.
during like the Halloween
cool.
times they've done it for the Halloween ones, and then other special events they'll bring them out. And whenever they bring them out, the lines are like always super long because
They're
everybody
just
wants
sitting
to
there
see 'em.
playing chess the whole time or something.
No, that's the other two random characters. I don't. Literally, I have no idea who they're supposed to be. They're like, you remember the Keyblade War? I don't know what you're talking about. Sure you don't. I mean, that's what they're basically saying during the game. But then it flashes to Sora who's running around with Goofy and Donald. Anyways.
Great.
So we've all been to the park. Well, 3 of us have been to the parks recently. I mean, Katrin's been to the park in the past
It was in February.
February.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris has not been to the park since.
It was a February probably. but-
Was Animal
don't
Kingdom
know.
opened when you went?
Come on, Chris.
What's Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's not a zoo.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a zoo.
Well, that's false advertising.
No, it's. Listen now, it's not a zoo. We don't want to start that rumor again, okay?
Not a zoo.
We've kind of got rid of that. We've moved on.
Yeah, it's not a zoo. They let the animals run free, like
Can
everywhere.
Can I ask y'all a question though? And
Mhm.
maybe this is part of the
Yes.
expansion because I know there's rumored to be an expansion for Pandora. You know how every land in Animal Kingdom, like Asia and Africa, has the walkthrough where you can go through and see the animals and stuff?
Yeah.
Why is there not a walking trail in Pandora where you can go and see the animals
Well,
from Pandora?
there's a tiny trail that you could see the.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they should do the exact same thing that they
Plant
do,
life.
like I don't know what it's called, like the
Plant
Congo Trail or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. You're going today, where you could see like the big horses and things like that. Like I would go there. Like I would spend most of my time in there. There'd be weather. And
Yeah.
stuff.
First off, they're not real, so they can't have them there.
Audio animatronics.
I'm just
son.
kidding.
You know, it's
Well,
That'd be awesome, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that'd
could
be cool.
Strip
They
some people
have
down, paint them blue, and send them running.
They have
Yeah.
some outfits, some creatures in the water that will spit at you.
yeah.
So those are
That's
cool.
that's true. Yeah.
So they have those, and then they have you can hear all the animal noises off in the distance somewhere in the woods when you're walking at night. You hear them.
It's not real. Remember? Huh?
I'm just kidding. No, I think I don't think they realized how crowded Pandora was going to be. Like, it's like still super crowded even when I was there. So there is rumors that they're adding on.
No, there was rumor in the beginning
Oh,
that
okay.
there's plans for an expansion. Now, whether or not they'll do that, of course, who knows?
Probably won't.
They got a lot of floating rocks there. They can go up.
Yeah, they could go
Yeah,
up.
put things up
Yeah,
on
yeah.
top.
Yeah, there's an expansion pad I saw on one of the boards. I saw where the expansion pad supposedly was. I can't remember now, and I can't remember if they said. I think they said something about a like a nice sit down restaurant was a part of it. Of course, I'm probably blowing. Putting fuel on the fire. Now everybody's going to be like, Tyler Dean says, sit-down restaurants coming to Pandora.
He heard it from the Disney bus driver.
Tweeting.
Exactly. Joe Rody really won't like me then.
Well, weren't they also talking about possible Zootopia? Because they're adding Zootopia to
I
I think,
would-
Hong Kong
I-
or something.
I am for that.
Mhm.
I am for that big time.
That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
Sure.
And then
For
people
that
won't,
sometime at some point.
people want Wakanda, but I don't think that can happen legally.
Wakanda?
Yeah,
In Africa, yeah.
Mhm.
Take
Because-
the train.
because of the Universal thing. I don't think it can happen. I think that's
They could probably do it in Disneyland.
yeah, but not
Oh,
in
but-
Animal Kingdom.
Right, right.
The world could be a problem.
But they did add the walk around guy at Pandora, which is still the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Did you
It's
get to?
better in person. but
I've seen
the
it in
videos-
person.
I saw it too. I thought it was better than that video they released. That
Yeah.
video was horrible.
Yeah, but you could definitely tell that those aren't his legs.
Yeah.
They just sort of flop around there. You're like, huh. They should have just put a thing on the front of it, and so he's like standing in it instead of having. I don't know. Anyway, We can move on from that.
The Fox deal drives me nuts, not for reasons people think that it would. It's yeah, I don't understand why they don't just buy the theme park rights from Universal. And everyone's argument always is, well, they're making money off of the competitor. And I'm like, okay, well, give them the rights to Mickey Mouse then. And then they like, oh, well, no, they would never do that. I'm like, exactly. It's like, no, if Walt was alive, yeah, I'm going to be that guy. But it's like, you're telling me you've got my characters in a competitor's theme park? It's like, no way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, they don't have the money. It would be ridiculous. Universal would ask for too much money. And it's like, well, they just paid $71 billion for Fox. It's like, come on. Eisner, you love to buy stuff. Just buy the theme park rights. Or not Eisner.
Yeah.
Iger.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some pretty... that contract's pretty solid, I think. It would take a lot. Because Universal's like, oh, we're not going to give them up because then we know you're going to build them right down the road. And...
Right. I think it's also a spiteful thing where they're like, no, we're not going to give it to you. Because then Marvel Land will be the next land you build, or you'll build a fifth gate or something like that. Yeah. So, because I heard rumors too that like DC had offered their characters as hey, if you end up selling all your Marvel stuff or whatever, we could maybe strike a deal. We could put in Superman and Wonder Woman and this and that and the other, and they're like, no,
it's a better fit.
Yeah.
Then they watch the movies and they're like, yeah, we're good. We're good.
No, we're good. I'll tell y'all what though, if the Hong Kong Ant-Man ride is any indication of what Disney's going to do with the Marvel characters, I really I'm not too thrilled. I wouldn't be thrilled if and I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but it reminds me of if you Google and research what Disney was planning to do in the Eisner era with Harry Potter. They were going to do like a Buzz Lightyear ride, but with wands, and then like have a gift shop. That's what it reminds me of. It's like they're doing the exact same thing. They gave Iron Man a Star Tours, or put Iron Man as a layover on Star Tours, and then basically did an Ant-Man layover on Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. I was very disappointed today when I saw the video.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video yet, but I figured. I don't know what they're doing out in California. They're doing the Marvel Land out there. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that it's Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin, but with a Spider-Man layover.
Oh, you think so? Oh,
that's what they said.
Flip. Fun times. But we're getting Star Wars Land, so
and that's
which is a miracle too. When you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ride from how they, everything we've seen so far. It seems like it's more ambitious than the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Shanghai.
We shall see.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope Star Wars Land is great. Hopefully, I'll get to see it in September, but the crowds are probably just going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things too, because they have a history of like when they open up new stuff, you almost want to go at the beginning, because if you wait, things start to break and they don't fix them, and then you never got to see it, the original version. But at the same time, if you go when they first open, it's going to be like people killing each other just to like walk around the place. So it's like, oh man, it's like I want to see all the stuff and experience it before things break and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like, it's going to be like herds and hordes of people. And so I think I was reading today, I think I was telling Chris, I think at Disneyland, I think when their version of Galaxy's Edge opens, the only people that are going to be able to get in are people that have reservations in Disneyland hotels or Disneyland neighbor hotels. If you're just a Joe off the street that is in the park that day, they're not going to let you into the land, which is kind of a bummer.
And the Disneyland hotel is already sold out for the date, so it's completely booked. So if that tells you anything.
It's going to be crazy.
And that's a smaller park than, I mean, smaller, when you think of it, the whole Walt Disney World where people can go. When you go there, sort of stuck there.
Yeah, I mean, they keep talking about how Galaxy's Edge is going to take some of the heat off of Pandora. I don't think so. Like, because Galaxy's Edge is going to be slammed and there's going to be people there, so they're just going to go everywhere they can. And the newest thing next to Galaxy's Edge is Pandora.
Well, yeah, just the fact that it's still slammed and you had Toy Story Land open, right?
Right.
So you would think that would have pulled some people off of it, but there's still, 200-minute waits for that.
Well, the thing is, with we talked about this, I think, on an episode earlier, but having Tyler and Ray on here, I'll get your guys' take on it. My thought is they want it to be slammed. They want Pandora to still be, the 300-minute wait or whatever, because it says, look how cool this is. And they control that because they control how many theaters are running at once. Mm-hmm. So far, they can't, because of the way they designed it, they can't run all the theaters at once because it's a fire hazard. They've stated that all the theaters never run at once. So I don't know how many theaters they're actually running at once, but they can control that. If they say, we want it to look like it's still popping at the seams to get people in here, we'll just shut down some theaters. We'll have a couple theaters open. The lines will be still long, and people will be like, man, this thing is popular as when it first opened. And they can control that with that kind of ride because nobody knows what the capacity is on a given day. That's just my thought. But
See, I have yet to experience Pandora, oddly enough, because whenever we go down, we usually get in. Cause my parents are former cast members, and Animal Kingdom is always blocked out where they can't get us in. So I've never got to go. However, I keep hearing though that the ride, they keep having malfunctions where I guess the projecting system on the flight ride keeps overheating and they have to shut it down for a certain amount of time. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a combination of kind of I don't know if they're doing it necessarily on purpose. Maybe it's okay, things are heating up. Shit, shut everything down before.
That's weird to think about a ride heating up. It's just strange. It's getting too hot.
It's nuclear powered. So
right.
I thought it was powered by that stuff that they dig up on Pandora.
Wait a minute. Do you mean? Wait, hang on. Do you mean? Oh crap! Do you mean this stuff? Huh?
Oh wow! You're one of those evil people that dug up their land.
That was the only thing I wanted out of Pandora when it opened. For those who can't see what I just showed the fellas on video video conference call, I actually on my desk I have the freaking unobtainium floating. It was the only thing I wanted when it opened.
He stole it.
Yeah. Well, no.
That's why they're overheating. They're low on the. They're low on.
How many blue people did you kill?
What do you think they make that dessert out of it? The Pandora, the blue cheesecake thing? It's not cheesecake. It's made out of.
It's Navi. It is Navi.
Well, I mean, Navi's taste pretty good. That's all I got to say.
It's good. But yeah, Ray. I mean, that ride is amazing, and it's an experience.
Because I remember the Cars ride. It seemed like in California Adventure, they would have similar problems where the thing would just break on and off all day, and then the lines would just get ridiculous. Fast Pass would get backed up, and and I don't know. And that's the thing that scares me with Star Wars Land is that even if I make the trip and I'm like, all right, we're gonna go. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be crowded, but we're gonna go. And it's going to be Smuggler's Run is down for the day. And it's what? Are you kidding me? Technical difficulties. No, the Falcon's overheating. Chewie can't do anything about it. That's real cute. It goes with the story, but I'm still pissed. I want to go on it.
Can I give a hot take?
Ooh. Wait, this is a hot take with Tyler.
Cue the music and go.
Can't go.
Smuggler's Run is a glorified Star Tours in the Falcon.
Oh, definitely.
It definitely is.
What's I don't understand. Cool. I get to walk in the Falcon, but let's be honest, that's all we're excited about. They could put the Falcon. It's cool that you get to fly it. That's neat. There's going to be arguments with the kid of like who gets to fly, you know, and then the big brother's like, I'm bigger, you know, so I get to fly the Falcon. So you're gonna have to deal with that, right? But you know, it's Star Tours. Like,
it's a cross between Star Tours and Mission Space
Mission
at Epcot.
Space, yeah.
Yeah.
Where everybody has a job.
Yeah.
So that's the only one that's going to be open when they open the land.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing because they're like, we open one, they have to come back.
Yeah,
Get to the second one.
It's crowd control. I think it's a smart move. I mean, it really is.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. Again, like Ray, you're saying, another reason that I sort of want to go when it first opens, even though it'll be crowded, is because they've promised all this stuff, interactions with the cast members.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's not going to last forever.
Nope.
That is not going to last forever.
Yeah.
So I want to experience that. I mean, I was fortunate enough to see the Yeti in A mode, so I want to see Galaxy Edge in A mode, not B mode.
Yeah.
So, but it's not really starting out as A mode because they're opening it up with one ride. So
when I go, it'll probably be like W mode.
It's just going to be Watto and Jar Jar Binks by the time you get there.
Hey, come on in. Hey. You want to buy something? Come on.
Okay. That was actually really good, man.
What do you think? You're some Jedi or something?
Chris has his voices.
Nice.
We've never actually had a special guest on the show. It's just Chris doing different voices.
Yeah. It's the first time Ray's been
We're like,
on here.
here's the temp tracker, and then it's just Chris. But yeah, so and then but they're doing they're spacing it out, and then we still have, which they haven't talked about much, the Star Wars Hotel that will be coming up at some point in time, which will give it another stage to get more people back in. So.
Yeah.
What price range do you think we're talking when it comes to the Star Wars Hotel? Because everybody's saying it's just going to be astronomical.
At least Grand Floridian, probably.
Really?
Well, you know what I heard? I heard that it's going to be priced like a cruise. So it'll be like a 3-day, like you'll do like a 3-day stay, right? And it'll be like $3,000. And it's an experience, and you're interactive with it 24 hours a day, and I think your food might be included and whatever. But it's like a dry dock cruise.
Yeah,
basically.
I wouldn't doubt
all
that.
inclusive and uber freaking expensive.
No.
I'm good.
I'll do it
like
once.
The cruises, so I'll take that.
Yeah, Chris goes on the cruises, so you're like, oh, you can go on
That's
a cruise without water?
Everything's provided.
I don't know what I'm going to do as far as going. I know that my nephew is a massive Star Wars fan, and he and I have actually never been to the parks together. He's always went with his mom, his dad, and his sister, and it's just never worked out for me to go with them. So I told him, I said, me and you, we're going. I don't want to go when it's just the one ride. Like, I want him to have the full experience. So I don't know if I'm going to go check it out by myself when it's just, just Smuggler's Run or what. But I've been so mentally prepared for the 5-hour waits. Like, I'm just going to go. Like, it's just, I'm scared to death of the Tower of Terror. And I knew when I took my best friend a couple of years ago that was the one ride that I had to take him on first, because he's never been to a theme park, never done anything like that before. He's always heard me talk about Disney. And I knew that would just blow his mind. But I have nightmares about this ride. I literally do. Like, I can sit here in this chair in my office and feel that sensation of dropping, like, in just the anticipation of it. But I mentally prepared myself for a solid year. And I was like, okay, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. I walked into the library. I walked through the boiler room. I was literally standing on my number, jumping up and down, going, woo, woo, let's go, let's go. I went into the elevator, buckled myself in, and I was like, I have literally willingly walked into one of my nightmares, but I was mentally prepared for it. So I have mentally prepared myself for the 5-hour wait to Galaxy's Edge. I know it's going to be slammed. I know it's going to be miserable, but I'm just going to go. I don't know when.
Have you been going around and like finding lines to stand in to kind of prepare
The
yourself?
train.
Yeah, just like
Listening
grocery
to
stores,
Iron
just waiting in line. Don't
Goes
not
to
buy
the DMV.
anything.
It's the
Yeah.
DMV, right?
Yeah, go to the DMV.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny the citizens of Hollywood. If you're not familiar who they are, at Hollywood Studios they have these roaming characters in the streets of Hollywood that perform basically throughout the day. And there's a couple of them that have been standing in the Hollywood area saying, "Line for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, starting right here. Form the lines now, please."
That's awesome. But do you guys
That's
think they're
awesome.
going to do, like, they're going to limit, like, how many people can go into Galaxy's Edge?
Yes,
Because, I mean, they,
yeah.
you know, and that will hopefully help with, you know, some of the crowd control.
It will, but I feel very, very
Well.
sorry for the cast members that have to tell people, "Sorry, we're full,"
Right, yeah.
because they're gonna go home in tears probably for the salty language they're gonna hear from the 4-year-olds that can't go in.
Did you guys check out some of the fun drinks they're going to have at the restaurant, at the bar?
Yeah.
Jedi Mind Trick, Yub Nub.
Let's go for a good yub,
Good.
whatever.
It's made with real Ewoks, so you know
Oh,
it's good.
well, there we go. The tears of real Ewoks.
That's right.
Well, they were all slaughtered.
Yeah. So,
Moment of silence.
Can we have a guess as to what the blue and green milk is going to taste like?
Navi.
It's going to taste like a milk alternative because it's not going to be milk, but it's going to be like
almond
or coconut.
Yeah,
or,
but I mean, are they?
warm.
Yeah,
It
are they
should
going
at
to
least
be?
be warm, I think.
It looks like the glasses were chilled, man.
Yeah.
So
No, I want it fresh.
if you want it fresh, you get it.
Nice.
You get it straight from the teat out back.
Yeah.
They-
You want it last Jedi fresh, huh?
That's what we said last time. I want like that big creature sitting over top of the dispenser, and that's what you go up to.
And you
that's-
milk it yourself. You
Yeah.
just go-
Exactly. I want authenticity here.
I feel like Luke.
I want to pull it away, and I want it just dripping down my face.
Oh.
you know what? Actually, that's like a great video that you could do. Like video yourself in Galaxy's Edge, and then cut to like a set you've made somewhere with a big and then pay somebody dressed up as a cast member, and then like go up to it and just do that and be like, "Man, this is so great! I cannot believe they made it this authentic." Put that on YouTube, and everybody's gonna be like, "Ugh."
I'm just gonna walk around like Ron Burgundy and have it dripping all off of me and be like, "Milk was a bad choice. So hot. It's Florida."
Oh no. Oh God.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to be there in September. It's gonna be fun. It's got to keep telling me so. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crowded, but
I looked at the all the merchandise pictures, and the stuff they're gonna have, like little tastes they gave us of the things they're gonna be selling. And in the droid store, I guess you guys saw the Captain Rex or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is what I want. And I went, and so does everybody else.
Yeah.
right.
It's gonna be like those Orange Bird drinky cups or whatever.
Yep.
yeah. Hopefully the lightsabers will be pretty cool. Hopefully
Did
it won't
anybody else see that patent where it was like they had a design that was
Yes.
like a measuring tape or whatever, where the blade like came out of the hilt?
I think I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
I don't know. They also had stuff, designs that were floating around that basically you could take your lightsaber and actually have real lightsaber, like blaster bolts coming at your lightsaber, and you could fight off blaster bolts within Galaxy's Edge. But those sort of went away too. I don't know what happened to those designs.
Makes you wonder if like the measuring tape thing wasn't because that never seemed practical as like something you could buy. But it makes you wonder if it's like for a show or something, because
No.
that would be cool.
Have you ever seen the video of the Jedi training thing at Hollywood Studios where Darth Vader's lightsaber goes flying off into the crowd?
Uh-uh.
It's pretty funny. He whips it out to the kid. No, I mean, okay, he doesn't whip it out to the kid.
And good night, everybody.
Yeah, he
Let's
does
pause
it.
for the edit.
Yeah, he brings
Pause for the edit.
he brings it
It's
out.
always Ryan. It's always Ryan.
I told you it's always me.
We shouldn't be laughing about that though.
Yeah. He pulls out the lightsaber and the whole blade goes flying off into the audience, and there's like something that looks like a tape measure thing just flopping there. And they quickly throw that aside and they bring out another one for him. But it was weird because like the lightsabers I have, like if I took them apart, there's not like a, for lack of a better word, filament thing that runs the length of it. But that's what was there when the the blade came off.
Weird.
Did someone in the audience get their arm like cut off or anything, or?
Oh, he just killed all the
That would've been
younglings.
Ah! Sorry.
That video-
Somebody should have done that.
Yeah.
Like, screaming. It's like that little girl. I know you guys have seen that video. It was the show they do similar to that one. I guess it was the Jedi Training Academy. They do it in Tomorrowland at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
And the little girl goes up to Darth Vader and she's supposed to fight him, but she kneels down in front of him.
Yes. Yeah, like bows before him.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So not
Somebody's a proud parent.
not only is Star Wars Galaxy Edge opening soon, but there's something else that I know you guys are so looking forward to because you talked about it beforehand. The Skyline will be opening pretty soon.
I mean, the gondolas.
Hey, now let me. But I'm just gonna say this, okay? I'm gonna quote my dad. All right. He always says this, and this is perfect. I'm gonna use it. Okay. The monorail. The reason why they don't expand it is because it costs so much money, right? It's very expensive. Yeah.
Is that it?
God.
Just like your dad always says that.
I'm pausing for effect.
Sorry. Go back. I'll...
See,
The sky
want
is
you guys-
blue.
I want you guys to wait with bated breath, okay?
Oh.
Jeez.
I'm waiting.
Okay, I'm baited.
My dad always says, but how can they afford it? Right? Because it's Disney. It's like if there's any company that could afford to expand the monorail, they just spent $71 billion for Fox. Don't tell me they don't have the money to run the monorail line from, Epcot to Hollywood Studios. I mean, it's just silly. And the Skyway buckets, I cannot see them running in inclement weather. I just can't.
Oh, like a lightning storm and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Are they getting stuck? And then you're like,
It never storms in Orlando.
yeah. Well, also, too, I mean, they're not going to be air conditioned. Those things are going to be hotter than,
Oh,
But
no,
they
they
move pretty
have the
fast.
vents. They have the vents, and they move at 11 miles per hour.
That's enough wind to keep anybody cool. Come on.
Yeah, until they have to stop or something,
not,
and then
not in
yeah,
my fart
Yeah,
box.
you
It's just gonna
babies. What are you
smell.
complaining about?
yeah.
And
You knew it was
speaking
going to
of
be hot.
babies,
You're having a baby? What?
You heard it here, folks.
Sorry.
Babies hate the gondolas.
Yeah.
They do.
are they going to
Bad
have
idea.
cameras in each bucket?
You mean making babies?
There you go.
If the gondolas are rocking, then
Which it
I'm just
is.
saying, man.
It
I'm
is.
just
Yeah.
saying.
Ugh.
I'm sure they will
Yeah.
have. They will probably put cameras in. They'll foot the bill for the cameras, but not for the air conditioning.
Well, the thing too,
they
'cause I mean, I was-
know, yeah,
I was
legally.
reading on
The
a
deed's done. It don't matter.
well, I was reading on a message board that because I mean the monorails in Disneyland, they don't have air conditioning. It's the same sort of deal where the windows just kind of open and you get the breeze from the movement. But if it has to stop or what have you, or if it's a really hot day and it's going only 10 miles an hour or whatever, and it's packed to the gills with people, it's not going to be a pleasant experience. It's going to be
I've been
sort of sweaty and awful.
I've been on the monorail at Disney World without air conditioning, and
Yeah,
it's just a sweat box.
yeah, totally. Well, the other thing too, and we mentioned this before the show a little bit, is because I think this is the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that the three of us or all of us or any whatever have been down there since they've been building all the gondola lines. So to see it in person, we're kind of near the boardwalk and Swan and Dolphin, and I'm like looking, and I'm just like, the skyline here when you're at your hotel, even if you're at like the Caribbean beach, you're gonna look up and you're gonna see buckets moving across the sky, and it's just like, really, that's really gonna sort of pollute the view almost everywhere south of Magic Kingdom. Anywhere you're going to be, you're going to see buckets moving across the sky, and I just
not just that, giant cell phone tower looking things.
Yeah,
that's what they look like to me.
Yeah. And I don't know. I hope they did a computer simulation of how it's going to look from the ground or whatnot. But so far, I'm just sort of not real excited.
I will say, we stayed at the Pop Century, and so there's a station between Pop Century and Art of Animation, and it looked pretty cool there. The station.
Oh, whatever.
No, there, because it goes. There's like a lake, and it goes over the lake, and it looked like it fit in with those two resorts. Now, other places I don't know, but it looked pretty cool there. I snapped some pictures of it. Maybe I'll put it up on our Twitter at iamGEEK Show.
Nice. We have a Twitter?
I am known for having an objective point of view when it comes to Disney, but it's only because I want them to be the best, versions of themselves, of the company that they can be. Like I just want I want them to make good decisions. So that is why I'm mostly objective.
Yeah.
And it aggravates me when they do something that I deem stupid. And I know that sounds selfish and like, I know all, and that's not it at all. Because definitely I don't. But allow me to redeem myself and say, I'm already used to the Skyway, or the Skyline or whatever it is. I'm already used to it. Like, this is I think the second time down that I've seen it. I'm like, okay, I'm used to it. I don't really mind the Skyliner so much. It's what I mentioned to you guys before we started recording. It's getting rid of the vegetation so that way you can see the outside world. Like, that bothers me. Like, I can see, like, when you're standing at Hollywood Studios, I can see that big hotel. It's not a Disney hotel. What? The Four Seasons, I think. Is that? I think it's the Four Seasons.
Right. Yeah.
You're standing at Hollywood Studios, and there it is. Just the trees are open, and they're never going to cover them up because it'll be in the way of the Skyliner. So that bugs me for the same reasons that I don't like how the hotels are going vertical. Like Viva Los Coronado. As soon as you pull in to the Coronado Springs, I expect to see Danny Ocean and his crew.
I want them to change the name to that.
Viva Los Coronado.
Yeah.
Well,
I want that on a T-shirt. That's cool. I mean, the sightlines are pretty weird. Like, when we took this is the first time that, because we used to live in Florida, so we just drive over. But this is the first time when we went where we strictly just used Disney transportation the whole time. So we used the buses a lot. And seeing the backside of Galaxy's Edge was so sad looking. It was so sad. It looked like you remember the stand-up comedian. He's the ventriloquist that has the jalapeno on a stick.
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jeff Dunham. That's what the trees or mountains or whatever you want to call them look like from the back. There's a big stick coming out of the ground, and then there's this like tree mountain thing on top of it. It's like it's on a stick, so it just looks so bad. I'm like, come on, you could have like went down 20 more feet, and it would have blended into the side of the building. But
or just go get some trees.
Yeah.
Replant your trees. Like, I don't know.
Well, also, Tyler brings up a good point, too, is that when you're on the gondolas, you're going to be seeing stuff well beyond the resort now. I mean, you know, you ride the monorail. I mean, the monorail's at a height where pretty much, you know, you're still within the trees, and you know, you're traveling from Epcot to the Magic Kingdom, and all you see is trees, and you see World Drive. You're in the gondolas now. You're going to be seeing all the hotels and everything down by Disney Springs, everything, you know, on I-4. I mean, it's going to kind of take you, it's going to kind of take you out of, you know, kind of the immersive. Because the thing was, I mean, maybe, you know, for all of us, I mean, particularly the older days of the resort, you know, you kind of would go there, and it's almost like you are literally in your own little bubble of a world. You don't have to, you know, leave the property, and it's kind of neat and it's kind of nice, and you know, it's you're on your vacation on your little island, so to speak, until you have to, you know, go back to the airport and go back home, and now you're kind of reminding people that, look, there's a world out there. There it is. Okay, well, now back to Epcot, and then vice versa. And it's, I don't know. And unlike the big giant hat or the wand that was over Spaceship Earth, both of which I hated for about 10 years.
What about the
you can't take the gondolas down, you know, in 10 years. You can't be like, you know what, this was a mistake. Let's take all these pylons and yank them out of the ground. And
they're not going to take them down. Yeah. They're going to expand.
They're there forever.
And I think, too, although I may have to correct myself here, or my previous statement, because I've said this in the past, because now I've figured out, or they've said that the gondola rides are going to be like very short, like at the most, like 5 minutes or something like that. I had a theory that the Skyliner was just a people eater. That these people, like, it was just a massive people eater. And it was a plan to get people and put them somewhere, because, you know, Galaxy's Edge is going to open up Pandora, and, you know, and you've got thousands of people in these buckets. But now I don't know if that's so much the case, because like they've said, you know, the rides are going to be pretty short, but we don't know. I mean, until it opens.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, having rode the buses for a week, it will be nice to be able to have another option where you can just get on and whip over, because especially with a stroller, getting on and off those buses.
Why don't you just go to Iger's office, walk in there, and give him a big hug? Okay, God.
No, I'm just saying, it'll be like, you don't know how many dirty looks I got bringing a stroller on the bus. It was just like, I know I have 2 kids. I'm by myself with them. I have to have a stroller for them, okay? And the bus driver's like, well, you need to collapse that. And I'm like, it is collapsed, okay? Can't you see?
So, well, aren't you going to have fun riding in a little gondola with your family and a stroller wedged up and on somebody's lap?
Well, hopefully,
this is great.
This is me with my fingers crossed. Hopefully, the kids can just ride in the stroller. I push it in, it whips off, instead of taking the kids out of the stroller, getting them from stopping them from running away.
You're going to put them in their own gondola?
Oh yeah, so I can have a little
peace. Monster.
So I can have a piece for a few minutes. See you on the other side, kids.
We'll get the next one.
Yeah, but hopefully you can just walk right on with the stroller with the kids in it, because when you get on the bus, you got to take the kids out of the stroller, fold the stroller up, get them seated somehow. I stood with the stroller. This is what I learned on our trip. That if you're, this is going to sound bad, whatever. If you're a woman holding the baby, everybody gives up their seat. If you're a 40-year-old man holding the baby, everybody looks at you like, sucks for you. And you just stand the whole trip, because every trip I stood with a baby in my arms just standing up.
Watch out. Brie Larson's going to come get you.
Okay.
It could have been just you.
Maybe so. Maybe they're like, this
may not like you. I don't know.
But they would be like, you have such a cute baby. And I'm like, yay, she's very heavy. Please sit down.
Your seat looks comfortable.
Yeah. I'm very weak.
I'm barely a man.
Yeah. By that time in the week, yes, I was barely a man. I'm like, I've been done in, because going to Disney by yourself with a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, it'll do you in. But it was fun. I liked it.
I haven't had to do that yet, so
I've not had that experience.
I know. I'm one of the very
boys. I'm here. I've been sorting through a bunch of pictures lately, and this just happens to be sitting in my office. Now, the listeners can't see this, but don't worry. I'm sure somebody will describe it. This is yours truly living it up.
He's living it up.
In a stroller. Look at him.
Check out that stroller. That's probably banned from like every country in America or in the world now, because it's like, look at that death trap.
My question is, why do I look like an old lady at bingo?
That was the look back then.
You have to put Yoko Ono sunglasses on.
I'll have to post that on Instagram.
Now they did they did announce today that they are going to start restricting the stroller size for the parks, as well as no more smoking in the parks, and you can't have dry ice or loose ice anymore. So if you plan on bringing loose ice,
think again.
Think again.
Dry ice.
My sister's going to be highly agitated. I think they made these rules for her. Like, she's that one that brings a Yeti cooler into the park. Like, she had that wagon, the one that they banned. Like, she had that wagon.
Oh yeah, when we were there, I saw those wagons. I'm like, I want one of those because this is so cool. You just throw everything in there.
Well, that was so weird to me to see it, because they used to not allow those, right? And I remember somebody asking, "Is like, can I bring a wagon?" I was like, "No, you can't bring a wagon." It's like, why would you bring it? And then all of a sudden they've got them. But
They're
I think
so
the key
cool.
was it had to have the front, or so that you could push it. You can't pull it behind you. Of course, now they're outlawed, which I think.
But why can you not have a wagon, but you can have the humongous Cinderella stroller?
Cinderella stroller. Yeah, I wondered about that, if that was going to fall under the same rule.
No, because Disney
Well,
charges you an arm load.
Are people still using those? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So I saw 2 or 3 of them in the last
No,
trip.
come on.
No, I did. And I was like, there it is. In all its
You know what's
glory.
funny? I've never seen one.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've seen
I
that.
guess I've just not paid attention.
Yeah.
They're big. You would know. You would think a parade was coming through. You're like, well, there's the Cinderella parade coming
Here's
through.
the rich people.
Yeah.
Here's the rich people.
Look at me,
the
everybody.
wagons, I will say, and you guys may have seen this, I said it on Twitter, like, I would typically be that guy who would see somebody like my sister with that wagon with their kids in it and like be like, get out of my way. Come on, that's ridiculous. Like, you brought an RV in here. Like, what are you doing? But then my brother-in-law, we were at Epcot, we were walking around all day, and he was like, hey, want to put your backpack in the wagon?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Principal Tyler said, no, I'm carrying.
Yeah.
I did not. I
In fact,
put my
it's got in the
backpack
wagon.
in the wagon. Yeah,
They just
exactly.
crawled in with it.
This is another
So-
way that they're preparing for the crowds for Galaxy's Edge, because they're getting rid of the wagons and big strollers and the smoking areas. So that means all those smoking areas now become common walkways. They're not, full of smoke anymore.
The
And-
worst smoking section, and I know you guys know it, was the one by the bridge in Animal Kingdom in Asia. Because, I mean, you had to walk right through it.
Yeah.
So I'll be glad to see that one go.
So if you're a smoker out there, sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry.
you gotta go outside the park to take your break.
Go to Disney.
They'll
Somebody
probably
did make a valid point, though. It's going to make the entrances suck. Because everybody will be smoking at the entrance.
it's gonna make those gondolas suck, because people go, I gotta get my last one in before I get there.
I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes in the gondola.
If I get a stamp, I gotta go outside just a little bit. Just give me a stamp on the hand. I'll come right back in.
Oh man. This is gonna sound bad. I no disrespect for the smokers out there, but every time you walk past one,
Don't.
yeah. Every time you walk past a smoking area in the theme park, it looks like some scene from some vampire 80s movie where you look and they just look up at you you're like,
Yes.
the lights ah!
They all look sad and angry, and they're
Yeah.
just trying to smoke as fast as they can.
I'll give you that death stare. But,
Well, I don't know if I told you that this wasn't this trip. I think it was the trip before. We were on the Seven Dwarf Mine Train, and somebody was vaping on the ride.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, seriously? You cannot wait until we get off the ride.
Gotta
You
get
have
that vape.
I need it. I need it now. Yeah. Not happy.
That's outlawed too. No more vaping. No more smoking.
No, they'll be sneaking it. They always do.
Yeah. Too many corners and places to hide.
The dark side of the Magic Kingdom.
Yep. Let's see what security does to them.
Those troublemaker high school students just finding corners, smoking.
Not me. I was a respectable high schooler, okay?
I wasn't blaming you, but now I'm kind of very defensive there.
I'm just saying, man.
They're
I
also
was very excited that on my monorail rides that no doors opened while we were in motion.
Good.
Good.
You know, no one
Nice.
fell out or nothing like that. So that was cool.
Funny story.
Tyler had the opposite experience.
No, I was on the monorail that malfunctioned first.
Oh my God.
The day before it was videoed, and the lady came by and was like trying to push the door, and it kept opening, and she'd push it again, and it kept opening, and then I think it was not the next day, but the day after that is when the famous video where it was open going to Epcot, and it was the same color. I was like, oh,
kidding.
well, yep.
so crazy. Can you imagine being in that car and then all of a sudden the doors are just open and you're like, well, hold on to your butts.
It's like, I'll be the first one out when we get there.
Yeah.
I would have to stand up and give like a Samuel L. Jackson impression. I'm sick and tired of these mother.
I would just want to have a kite, like one of those pocket kites, and just be like, put it out and just be like, I'm flying a kite.
Yeah.
That'd been funny.
Oh my God.
Driving down, seeing a kite coming out of the monorail. But yeah, so the only other Disney news that came out today is that the ABC commissary at Hollywood Studios is now accepting reservations for dinner.
Thank God.
I know.
It's so hard to get in there, man.
Waiting months.
I don't
I don't get
understand.
that.
I don't.
I mean, maybe it's they're expecting these high crowds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In Hollywood Studios, but and
You guys realize that at the studios, it's going to
I
look like
don't know.
Hobo Town all around
Oh,
the entrance
yeah.
to Galaxy's Edge. There's going to be people like just mobbing the commissary. They have no place to go. They're waiting. Oh my God. You think we'll get in? I don't know.
Well, the biggest thing
Got
is
a
you're
really bad taste in my mouth.
the
Oh.
the biggest thing though is you've got people that are Disney fans, and then you've got Star Wars fans, and some are both, right? But then you're getting a lot of people that aren't used to all of these things that we're used to at Disney World, and all the lines and all the crowds and things like that. So yeah, it could be an interesting sight with
I
just
didn't even think about
straight up
that.
Star Wars fans that are
Yeah,
used to camping out at places, you know.
I've been to Comic-Con and waiting in line there, the smells that you experience.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's why I stopped going to the D23 Expo. I went to the first 3 or 4. I think it was 3. And by the third one, it started to be like Comic-Con. And I just couldn't, it wasn't fun anymore. I was just like, nah, I'd rather go to Disneyland. So, if that's any indication of what it's going to be like, yeehaw.
Well, do you remember the Star Wars weekends that they would do? I don't know if you ever experienced the Star Wars weekends, but it was legit Star Wars fans, and they would all come in costumes, like in the Florida heat, and they would cram in that park, and their costumes were legit, and like people were big going around to these characters, being like, "Oh, can I have your autograph?" And they're like, "Oh no, I'm just a fan. I'm not allowed to sign anything." And so you know that they've done it before because they say, "Oh, I'm not allowed to sign anything." anymore.
The court said no more.
Yeah.
That brings up a legitimate question for me. So I guess they're throwing out the no costume over 14 rule because they're selling Jedi robes.
Well,
and Sith robes.
Yeah, I mean, they sell the Harry Potter robes in Universal,
Right.
so I'm thinking it's along the same lines.
Right.
I think you'll be able to wear a robe, but that's
As long as you
about it.
buy the costume from them,
Yeah.
you just probably can't come in with your own,
As long as there's-
stormtrooper
yeah.
outfit or something.
No masks, no helmets, no.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wear the robe from the hotel.
What fancy hotel are you staying at? There's robes.
What kind of dang Jedi are you? That would be the Weston Jedi.
I'm from the Polynesian.
And for $6.50 a night, you should take the robe.
Yes.
Wear it to the park.
Yes.
This is not the robe you're looking for.
Hey, so I've got an idea. We all see. I don't know how many of you know. I actually got the privilege to stay in a Copper Creek cabin at the Wilderness Lodge.
Wow.
I didn't even know that I was going to be able to do something like that. I was going down to visit our family friends in Florida, and my buddy he said, we're going to stay at a cabin near Disney. It's going to be great. I was like, okay. So that's cool. I'd rather be staying on Disney property, but whatever. So then I talked to the lady who's the DVC member, and she goes, yeah, it's some kind of cabin like Copper or something. And I went, wait a minute, Copper Creek? She goes, yeah. I called my buddy Hank. I was like, hey, I think you kind of undersold this a little bit. It was probably the greatest 3 nights of my life at Walt Disney World Resort. It was incredible. I want to buy one of those. Like, if I'm ever like a multimillionaire, I'm going to make a deal with Iger. I'm going to be like, hey, man, you know that cabin down there at the very end? It's mine. But until then, I have an idea. See, we know a DVC member.
We do? Huh.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
And I think all of us need to like pitch in, right? And we need to like do this podcast live from a Copper Creek cabin. See?
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Points are roughly, let's see, how many should I charge you per point? I've stayed adjacent to the Copper Creek cabins.
Who's Jason?
Down by the river. No, adjacent. In a 1-bedroom. I've stayed in a 1-bedroom.
Jason. Which Jason?
I've stayed in Jason.
Honorable
Pause.
mention. Oh yeah, sorry.
Got to pause for the edit.
I thought it was
No.
That'll be the name of this episode.
No.
Pause for the edit.
Honorable mention: the fitness center at the Wilderness Lodge is called Sturdy Branches, which I'm all for a good pun. So I stood out there probably longer than I should have, laughing to myself.
I've had a massage in Sturdy Branches.
Did he have Sturdy Branches?
Good night, everybody.
I have had a massage there when they did that. Yeah.
Oh,
nice. Anyways, I like the Wilderness Lodge. It's one of our favorites. We stayed there in October.
Yeah.
October.
Yep. Catherine came by and saw the place.
Did.
Yeah. So anyway, when are we getting this cabin?
Well, I've used up all my points for this year.
They look super nice, man. I mean, when we're down, my kids love to watch the Disney propaganda channels,
Yeah.
So they were on one of the DVC things. They were showing the insides of those cabins, and I was kind of walking by, and it was on. And I kind of sat down, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really nice." Like, come here, look at this cabin. It's really nice. It's impressive. I was impressed. I was like, wow, that looks really, really cool.
It's exactly what I need as a 29-year-old male bachelor. Let's just say that, okay? There's like a hot tub in the back. There's a fireplace it's actually on the inside and the outside.
Right, yeah.
I'm starting to question why you're inviting us.
He just wants the money to help pay for it. And then
Exactly.
Then he's gonna be. He's
I'll
gonna
just
be
go
like,
to the park.
Why don't you guys go to Disney Springs and get some ice cream? There you go.
On me.
You guys stay out as long as you want. Just enjoy yourselves.
Take the boat. It'll take longer. There you go.
Okay, so for
take one of the Skyliner buckets.
So for a cabin, it's 87 points a night.
Okay. And how do these points work for
I
someone?
have
DVC
150 points per year.
It takes how many a night? 87?
87.
One night.
Well, that's gonna be a good night.
Yeah. We have the lowest amount of points you can get, which is 150. So yeah, we don't usually stay in the cabin.
So how much was it for you at like Pop Century? I mean, how much is that?
Well, here's the thing. We did just go to Pop Century, and it was a last-minute trip. So we did not use our DVC points. We just stayed there.
But what if you did? How many?
It's not included in
the cabin is 87. What's like the Pop
okay? So
Century?
here's the thing: did we lose Tyler?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at something. I apologize.
Oh no, that's fine. I just want to make sure we didn't lose you. So here's how the DVC works. There's the deluxe studio, 1-bedroom villa, 2-bedroom villa, 3-bedroom grand villa, and then the cabin. So that's just at the Copper Creek area at Wilderness Lodge. So the deluxe studio is 15 points per night. And then it goes up from there. 15 to 28 for the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 37 points. And this is just that. So each resort has their points vary. It's not exactly the same. The Grand Villa.
And your home resort is cheaper, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Which our home resort is Saratoga Springs. So the 3-bedroom Grand Villa is 94 points a night. And that basically sleeps like 12 people, I think. It's like a house. It's like, I've been in one of those, not at the Wilderness Lodge, but at, I think, Saratoga or somewhere. And it's like a legit house at Disney. You're just living in somebody else's house. It has a full dining room, full living room, everything, full kitchen. But the 1-bedrooms have full kitchen. So we usually only stay at a studio or a 1-bedroom if we splurge. We don't go up for that because the points just get too crazy. Like this next trip that we're going on, we're staying in the studio and it's going to be cramped. But we're like, hey, we're saving points.
So what if you want to stay in the suite that's in the castle? Is that even possible?
No one can stay there. If I was a billionaire and said I want one night in there, they would say no.
No.
If I bet if you were Dwayne the Rock Johnson, they'd let you stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
But we will sell you a membership to Club 33 right over here, sir.
I looked it up when we were staying at the cabin. It was like $1,900 and some change. So it was like $2,000. If you stayed there for a week, it'd be $14,000.
And this is for the suite in the castle?
No, for the cabin.
For the cabin.
Yeah,
it'd be $14,000 for a week.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Now that's why it's a DVC resort. They don't want you to pay for it. They want you to join the DVC and use points.
But that'd be a lot of points. My God. I mean, that's almost a year's worth of your points, Ryan, to stay there one night.
And that's why we will never stay there.
I know, but I mean, who's going to have that?
There is a dude. Listen, there is one dude.
We're all going to pitch in and let you buy some points.
I'm up for that. You want to give me money to buy points? I will buy points.
Yeah, but it's only for our trip to the cabin, brother.
No. I want it for the next 50 years. There is a dude.
Points or ice cream, though, Ryan. So you got to decide. We're going down to Ghirardelli's to get ice cream, so you can come or you can, the points. It's up to you.
There's a guy long ago when we signed up for DVC, we got to know the guy that his name is Ron that let us do it, and they're very nice. It's not like a sales pitch. They're just like, here's it. This is what it is. If you want it, you want it. If not, not. Anyways, there's a dude that lives 6 months out of the year at a DVC resort.
I've heard about people doing that. Yeah.
Can you imagine how many points and how much money that would be?
I know we met someone on the cruise that, like, pretty much almost half the year, like all summer long, they lived on the cruise ship for Disney.
If you're gonna do that at Disney, just go buy a house in that Golden Corral,
Golden Corral,
whatever the heck that place is called. What's
Golden
it called?
Oak,
Golden Acre?
Oaks.
I don't know.
Golden Oaks.
Golden Corral. Hit the buffet. Be good.
You get a free buffet with every house.
Where's the buffet?
I would love to live in Golden Oaks. Let's all go in together and just get a house at Golden Oaks.
Golden Oaks? Okay.
We can share a house. We can just live there.
Nah, I'm gonna get one of those cabins.
This mine's made up.
I don't know. I might rather have one of the bungalows over at Polynesian, right there, in front of the castle.
Well, okay, so I'm the jury's out on that because I haven't been in one. Yes, you know how much I love tiki themed stuff in Adventureland. So if I go into one of the bungalows, I'll probably love it. But I'm a tall dude, and the tall ceilings at the cabin, that's my speed.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like I could walk out the door literally every day and get a Dole Whip. I think I'm good with that. Yeah. I love me some Dole Whip.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Dole Whip. Used to, they had in Captain Cook's, they had a self-serve Dole Whip where you go up and get your own, and I would challenge myself to see how high I could get it. And I had it one time, not joking, because it was self-serve. And this is probably why they stopped doing it. It's probably my fault.
You ruined it.
I had the Dole Whip. It was as high as my forearm, up. So, and people were giving me looks like, "Are you going to eat all that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm eating all that."
Hey, can I give a hot take?
Ooh.
I'll take the jelly bean.
Cue the music.
Citrus swirl is better.
No, I've had both. I'm a Dole Whip man through and through.
Citrus swirl, man.
2 trips ago, the Dole Whip line was really long, so I was like, I'll try the citrus swirl because they changed it, and I haven't had it in a long time. And I got it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care for it.
Well, I don't know what happened, man, but the lines in Adventureland for Dole Whips were like off the hook this time. I mean, it was like, I don't know if like it was like Disney's best kept secret or what, but the line was just going out into the bazaar, heading over to the Aladdin thing. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, this last trip.
Don't they have a new one now or something?
A new
Dole Whip thing.
Oh,
They
they have
Disneyland.
They have some new. They
Disneyland.
have they have some new flavors that they just came out with it.
I love how excited you are.
I haven't tried the new flavors because they look
He's
sort of
passionate
weird.
about his Dole Whip.
I love
that thing.
They
that
had
thing.
the up one.
What?
Yeah.
And then they have one that looks like the chicken from Moana.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
This last time, because the lines are so long, I found that when we stayed at the Pop Century, they have Dole Whip at the Pop Century, so I got it there.
Don't be knocking my Pop Century, man. It's the best.
No, here's the reason. I loved
resorts.
it because they've redone the rooms, and the rooms are very nice.
They look like hospital rooms, okay?
They're nicer than they used to be. Anyways, the problem I had this trip with and this is a funny story, with the Pop Century is that it was spring break. So every baseball team, cheerleader, dance squad was at the Pop Century with us. And it was like I was at MTV spring break from 1987 or something like that. I got mooned at the Pop Century by probably a 12-year-old girl. I was walking to get a drink.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. I was walking to get a drink from my room and just down the sidewalk, by my room. And I look to my left, and there's 2 girls, full moon, against the window. They see my face. Immediately, they turn bright red. I look in front of me, and there's another gentleman walking towards me. I think, and he goes into the room. I think they thought that I was their dad. And I'm just like, can't unsee that. That was horrible. That was terrifying.
It's where the magic lives.
Yeah. So that's what it was like. And then you had teenagers walking around with full pizzas like they've never seen a pizza before. It's like got a pizza in each hand. We got pizzas! And, cussing up a storm. And, it was...
Yeah, because, Ryan, I don't know if you know, I was actually in Disney at the same time you were, and...
I invited you to hang out at the coolest spot in the land at the Pop Century. You could have been mooned too.
I swore I sent you a text message and asked if you wanted to meet up and hang out.
I said after we got through at Animal Kingdom because we already had it planned.
Yeah,
we were going to Pandora. That I would hang out, and I got back to the room and got the kids to bed because I had to get the kids to bed.
Look, I know you're not considerate, okay, of my 1 hour drive back to Lakeland. I'm not, I'm not rich. I can't just get a room at the Pop Century.
You could have stayed with us. I'm sure my wife would have been fine with it. She'd be like, sure.
Oh yeah.
We did have somebody come, and she was a former. She went to the church that we went to in Florida, and she babysat our son when we lived there. And we told her that we were going to be in, and didn't hear back from her. And then I just texted her again and said, hey, just, we'll be in. If you want to say hi, that's fine. She's like, oh, I've already asked off. I'm coming to stay 2 nights. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, we have a very small room. So she came and stayed 2 nights with us. So that was a little cramped, but you could have stayed too.
See, I was trying to be considerate, okay? I was trying to give you your space, I didn't want your wife to want all of this. I didn't want it to be awkward, man. She's already sending me messages on Instagram.
Whoa.
It's weird. I told her just back off.
Wait, she doesn't even have Instagram.
She does that with everybody.
Yeah. Anyways,
That just hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't get to see you while I was there, but I did get to meet Ray for the first time in person.
We did.
While I was
it was
there.
A magical moment.
It was weird.
You weren't even there.
2 of my worlds collided.
Yes.
And it was awkward and odd for me. I don't know.
So
but you looked like you had a good time.
Was I taller than you thought I would be?
Yes, you were. I was like, my God, you're a giant. But yeah, I could definitely tell that you and Chris are brothers. I told Chris, I was like, he's like a little bit of a taller version of you with a beard.
Yeah.
And he's much nicer than you.
Yeah, that's true. Much nicer,
that's
better looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one that our parents paraded out in public, and I was left in the basement at home.
Remember earlier when I talked about the smokers that would act like vampires when you saw them? And that was Chris.
That was me.
I knew it.
What are you doing here? Get away.
Let me tell you though, Ray, Tyler probably gets this all the time, but you'll understand when I say your daughter made my day because
no, I never hear that.
No, I met your daughter and she took our picture and stuff, and then you texted me saying, she just said that she felt like she just met a celebrity, and I'm like, oh, that made me feel good.
No, she was so excited, dude. I mean, seriously, like right after that, she's like, "Oh my gosh, that was so cool! I feel like I just met a celebrity." And I was like, "Yeah."
I've got my fans,
Ryan, but yeah, sure, celebrity.
We'll call it that.
Oh, and incidentally, I need to tell you that you were sitting in the wrong place. When you're in Pecos Bills, you need to sit over on the other side in sort of the hacienda area,
okay,
not out there.
So here's the thing. I met my mom's cousin there, the 2 older ladies and her friend, and they picked the seating, and
I will not eat there unless I can sit in that room. I will stand there with my food and waiting for a table.
I like to sit by the Slewfoot Sue portrait.
Okay.
That's where Ryan was. So My man.
I usually sit up the ramp way far away. That's like basically if you go up the ramp all the way to the back, you end up sort of
Which Tortuga Tavern?
yeah. I sit up
Yeah.
there because it's just away from
Away from
craziness.
people.
He
Yeah.
likes to hide.
Away from all my fans. I don't.
That's
I
true.
like to
That's
sit in
true.
peace and eat.
I'm trying to eat people.
Eat people.
Wait, what?
As they pass by, I grab them and I chop on their arm.
Oh, there's a comma there. Sorry.
There was something a point I wanted to make. I wanted to
sorry.
discuss this with
Go
you
back.
fellas. No, it was a long time ago, and I'm just now remembering. I thought when you
Infinity
said
War.
there's something right. There's when you said there was something else Disney Park news related.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna either refer to Guardians or the Wonders of Life Pavilion thing.
Oh, well, yeah, I meant today. That was the information that came out.
Yeah,
today.
right. But that popped up, and I was going to mention it because I never get a chance to discuss this kind of stuff with
Let's do
fellow
it. Strap
Disney
in,
people.
everybody.
No, I was just curious,
let's do
like what you guys thought on Guardians and the Wonders of Life Pavilion, because in this stack of photos that I've been going through, I found a picture of me, my dad, and I think my brother sitting in a place that I had totally forgotten about. I'd have to dig through the stack to find it, but it's in the Wonders of Life Pavilion, and you had to like step down, and then there was a giant like cutout of a city,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a show that used to play in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember that.
I don't know. It's just like there's no new ideas. I was like, that's exactly what they're building. They're just building a bigger version of that. I don't know.
Callback to simpler times. No, I remember Wonders of Life. I remember going to Body Wars.
I never rode Body Wars.
Let me tell you, you're missing out. It was
It was
like
good.
the movie Interspace. You
Yes,
remember
it
that
was.
movie?
Yeah.
Mixed with Star Tours.
Yeah, mixed with Star Tours. And then they had the cabaret,
Cranium,
Kitchen.
Cranium Command.
Kitchen Cabaret
No.
was at
That
the
was the
Land
land.
Pavilion.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yeah. So
Talking about
the
a Cranium Command.
Cranium Command. Yeah, Cranium Command.
Became Inside Out or whatever.
Exactly. It should have been.
Which that was the big thing a while back that the guy from Cranium Command, someone stole him.
Buzzy.
Went missing. Yeah, he went
Yeah,
missing.
Da, da, da.
Did they ever find him?
I think it's a marketing ploy to say, hey, guess what? He's coming back. We found him, and he's going to be in the new pavilion, just like
Right.
Rex is going to be in the new Galaxy's Edge. I don't know. That's probably not true, but it would be cool. No, they did not find
Headlines,
him.
ladies and gentlemen. Ryan says Buzzy's coming back to the Wonders of Life Pavilion.
Yes. I don't know.
With Patrick Warburton as the commander.
He should be in like in every Disney ride. How many Disney rides has he been in?
Everyone.
Yeah, it's the best. Anyways, yeah. What was I saying? Okay, so yeah, the Guardians. I saw the construction while I was there. It's a tower of a beast.
Big blue box.
You can't see it. It's go away blue. Remember?
Oh yeah,
That's right. They're using their stealth technology. It's cloaked.
It's cloaked.
Where is it?
Some guy actually had an argument with me on Twitter, which I tend to try to stray away from those. But some guy was like arguing with me that it wasn't that big, and I was like, dude.
It's hard to miss.
Literally bigger than Spaceship Earth. If
Yeah.
you stand at the entrance, you look over to the left, it's like, oh, there's a giant box right there.
I was watching Adam the Woo's, one of his latest videos of Epcot, and he said, I remember when the skyline for Epcot was Spaceship Earth, and then he panned to the left and goes, and now it's this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's there. It's very visible.
Because I'm wondering. Go ahead.
No, after you.
I was just going to say, if they go forward with putting that hotel at the entrance, which is rumored, I wonder if that will
Block it.
help to block it in some way, but I don't know.
Is that still on?
I don't know. It seems like it's still kind of one of those things in the wind, kind of like the rumor of the volcano themed sort of hotel that could perhaps go next to Adventureland, where they were going to build Fire Mountain all those years ago, and they never did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I always use it because people will see on like my Twitter and all my social media sites and stuff are just people that know me. I make a running joke about how I hate Bob Iger. The truth is that I do. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really, because he has guaranteed the company's future for the next 50, maybe 100 years. And he restored Walt's office at the studios. So like, I can't really argue, like, you know what I'm saying? He's done a lot of good. But when it comes to things like the Guardians of the Galaxy building, it absolutely drives me nuts, because Eisner, one of his things, like we were talking about earlier, was he wanted you to feel like you literally were in another world and you could not see the outside world. And they did everything they could to try to hide those buildings. You guys know this as well as I do. And I always use the example, the first time I went to Universal was for the Wizarding World, because I'm a massive Harry Potter fan. And my girlfriend, she'd never been to a theme park. I had conditioned her to be a Disney fan. So she was hating Universal like I was. And we went into the Wizarding World. I was, blown away. They did a good job. People always say it's up to Disney standards. I say it's 1970s Disney standards. Literally the theming in Hogsmeade is the same as like Frontierland. If you really look at like the detail and like the paint and stuff like that. They stepped up their game with Diagon Alley. But the moment I walked in and looked at Hogwarts, the first thing that I saw was the show building behind the castle. And I looked at her and I said, that's the difference between Universal and Disney. And now Disney's doing the same thing. And it bugs me. Like that, but it is what it is. It's a different era, a different era. And I just hope that the Guardians coaster isn't all Tron screens, But I'm afeared that's what it is.
Well, it feels like too that they're, and I mean, I don't know, it drives me nuts, and it's driven me nuts for a while, because I feel like the parks have all sort of lost their identity. They're all just becoming Magic Kingdom 2.0, Magic Kingdom 3.0.
I love this guy. I'm wrong, but none of you said what he just said.
I feel like Animal Kingdom is like the only one that still kind of has its own unique sort of feeling, and
that's because of Joe Rohde. Sorry.
And the thing is, it's like, I mean, back in the day, and I think Ryan and Tyler, I think we were chatting a little bit about this on Twitter not so long ago, but like back in the day, I mean, you had Horizons, you had this vision of the future, you had the living seas, and you had to use your imagination. Oh yeah, you're going to go to a sea base, you get into the hydrolators. Yeah, I know how the effect is done, but you still kind of lose yourself in the moment. And now it's kind of like, well, we need to amp up, the interest in the living seas. So we're going to just wedge a Nemo dark ride under the front of it, and we're going to paint the rest of it blue, and it's not a sea base, it's sort of an aquarium. We need the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. We should probably put it at the back of the park so we can hide the show building. Nope, we're going to stick it in the front. Boom, big box, whatever. Norway, Frozen's really popular right now. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to tear everything out, and we're going to wedge this dark ride in. I went on it for the first time. It's well done. It makes no freaking sense. Nothing makes sense. I mean, literally, we're on the ride, and I'm sitting next to my daughter, and we're going in. You're off to see Elsa, and we're going to the castle, and the boat starts to turn around to go backwards, and I'm like, is she going to kill us? Because I'm like, why are we going backwards right now? It's almost like she's mad that we're there, death to you. And then we stop, and then there's the big marshmallow guy with all of his creepy little snowman. And they have this psychotic look on their face like, you're going to die. And then you go down the waterfall, and I'm like, what in God's name is happening? And it's like they wanted a Frozen ride, so they shoehorned it in, and it's kind of like, things aren't fitting with the theme of anything. It's just, well, we need a Guardians ride. Where can we put it? Well, we got some room over here. Let's just dump it there. I don't know. It just feels like again, like the studios isn't really about movie making anymore, and I get that. People, everything's CG. It's boring to look at makeup and stuff like that for the average folks. But now you got Star Wars Land, which we're all excited about. But that's Tomorrowland, and you've got Toy Story, which is like their fantasy land, and I don't know. It just kind of feels like you could take all the parks and kind of connect them into one gigantic one, and it would sort of work.
It's getting worse. It's exactly what you said, because I've been saying something similar. The parks are becoming Fantasyland.
Yeah.
I mean,
characters are everywhere.
Right. With Illuminations, we are going to have, I can, for some weird reason, Coco in the Mexico Pavilion, Ratatouille in France, it doesn't bother me. It feels organic.
Mm-hmm.
It bothers me, or I should say, it does bother me, but it feels okay. The Frozen thing bothers me for different reasons, and I was going to say this earlier, like that can be summed up in a simple statement. Hey, you know what? We've got the biggest selling animated film of all time. You know what we should do? We should take that really old, rickety ride from the 80s in Epcot, the one that's not meant to feed a bunch of people through really quickly, and let's go ahead and put Frozen in that. It's like, and somebody went, okay, like, yeah. Objective opinion, which comes off 90% of the time as being pessimistic, it's not. It's just, it's frustrating because we all, grew up going to the parks. We, and everybody feels like they know what's best for the parks, but we're all saying the same thing. Like every single one of us in these boxes here that I'm looking at in the conference call. I mean, we're all saying and thinking the same thing. It bugs me that no one is doing that in the company. Like no one's looking at Bob Iger and saying what you just said, which made complete logical sense. I never even thought about it that way. The first time I rode the Frozen ride, I was like, okay, you guys this is great. Should it have been in Fantasyland? Absolutely. Should you have left Norway or Maelstrom? Absolutely. But now every time I see Elsa and she does her hands, I'm going like, wow, we went to see Elsa and she told us to get out.
And I imagine, because they're going to build like an Arendelle area, I think either in Tokyo Disney Sea or in Hong Kong or in both, and it'll probably work better because they're going to do it from scratch and things will make sense and so forth. But yeah, I was just confused. And the other thing too with that ride is, I mean, you go on like Peter Pan and stuff, and it's like scenes from the movie. This was like a sequel because the trolls are talking about, well, she saved her from being frozen, but then like Anna and the dude whose name I now forget, they're singing the song that she sang with the bad guy in the movie. I'm like, this is now your song? That's awkward.
That's weird.
Yeah. Wow,
it's like they wanted to reuse all the music from the movie. It's like, well, just show us scenes from the movie instead of making this be like a sequel to the movie, which makes absolutely no sense. And then you murder us at the end. I don't understand this.
Hey, you remember the ex that tried to kill all of us? Well, yeah. Well, I really like the song, so can you sing it with me?
That's funny because I don't even remember that. It didn't even click with me that they sing the same song.
That did. Yeah, that clicked with me. Yeah, I got
it. It's funny though because you mentioned about Fantasyland. When we were there last time and we were going through Fantasyland when it was just me and the kids, it felt much smaller than it used to because I was like, okay, we can ride Peter Pan and we could ride Winnie the Pooh and there's a Little Mermaid, but that's really it. It feels like it should be bigger.
Small World.
Yeah, Small World. Yeah. Because then I'm like,
a few times I've wanted to ride Small World and I just haven't.
Because then I was thinking, wasn't there a ride over here? And they're like, no, that's just you can meet princesses there, and you can meet Ariel back here, and that's the restaurant over there, and that's a show thing. So yeah, it felt like when I was a kid that it was better, even though they did their big revamp. But that could just be me being nostalgic, remembering
This is why I can't have a podcast or a YouTube channel, because this is all it would be. Me just witching.
People get lots of views for that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, people love positivity. They love to be like, everything's great and awesome. You know, everything is just wonderful. It's really not. Like, they gave y'all a restaurant instead of the Beauty and the Beast ride, which they're building in Shanghai. Have y'all seen that?
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
And that's the thing. I look at that and I go, okay, I'd have to look at a Google map to see the footprint. I'm like, well, could they take out the story time with Belle, which I will never experience? Could they possibly? Is there enough room there to wedge that dark ride in? But you know what they're probably going to do? They're probably going to stick it like in Germany or in France and Epcot, because it's like, well, we can always build behind the pavilions, and there's no place else we can put it, and we can't stick it in Animal Kingdom, or maybe we can. He is a beast. That does go with the animal theme. I mean, it's going to end up in some wackadoo spot that's not going to make any freaking sense. They'll stick it in the land or something, you know? I don't know.
Or, you know what they could do? Stick it at the Grand Floridian, because they're already sticking a Beauty and the Beast
Segway
bar there for some odd reason. Don't get me started on that. I don't know. The Meisner or Misner or whatever you call it lounge is going to be no more, and it's going to be a Beauty and the Beast library from the movie, not even the animated version.
From the live action.
Oh,
movie.
it's going to be from the live action?
Yes.
I give up.
Yeah, so yeah, it's taking over the resorts too, not just the parks. It's like, we got all these IPs, stick them in. Because to me, it would make more sense to put the Adventures Club in there, if they wanted to do something like that. Because in the original story, if you're not familiar with the Adventures Club, it's probably the coolest bar that they ever had well, Pleasure Island at least. But the original owner of the Adventures Club owned the Grand Floridian. That was his mansion. So they should have brought that back. But no, we're going to put 1770s or whenever Beauty and the Beast was written, France in the Grand Floridian. Whatever.
Tell us how you really feel, Ryan.
I think that's the majority of everybody that I've come across feel about that. I haven't seen one person who's like, man, I can't wait to go to the live action library from Beauty and the Beast.
Hey, you could get the Black Plague accidentally. I mean, and they're going with
or Mary Poppins, like
authenticity.
somebody said. Mary Poppins, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I said that is because at the
you said that, that's right.
Yeah, the DVC wing of the Grand Floridian or whatever.
Yeah,
it has the Mary Poppins penguins and stuff on the fountain and whatnot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the only reason I said that.
But yeah. Anyways, so any happy notes? Let's see. I love Disney, and I'll keep going back and giving them my money.
Somebody asked, and this is a question that I think could be asked of all of us, and I honestly don't have an answer. Somebody said, "What is the number that would be too much for you for an annual pass?"
For an annual pass?
What's it right now?
It's
pushing 900, right?
Yeah.
Well, that would be it.
That would be it.
Limit.
Yeah.
DVC members get a break, so that's the only reason we got them last time, because there's a break in the price.
I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
I still remember when they were like $300.
Oh, I do too.
I think when I started paying for mine, because it was my graduation present, was an annual pass, and after that, I only let it expire 1 or 2 years. But when I started paying for mine, I think it was $530 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, my cat says hello. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Hello, kitty. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with us, as far as stuff like that, it all depends on what our budget is for the year. And the reason we did it last time is because, well, our rooms are already paid for, so we don't have to worry about that. And we looked at the number of days we're going to be there and how much it was just to get ticket for that number of days.
Yeah.
And with our discount, it was only a little more to go to the annual pass. And we're like, let's just get the annual pass and come back next year and get at least 2 trips out of it.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. But it's like what you say, because I mean, what did they just raised the prices for the 1-day tickets. And I think peak one day, like if you want to go at Christmas time, $159 for the day.
Yeah,
$159 for the day, and it's going to be massively crowded.
Yeah.
And we were all just down there at spring break, and I don't know how some of your all's days were, but there was one day walking through Fantasyland, and there were cast members, and at Small World, in that Small World area, there were cast members with signs that said "Keep right," and it was just like 2 seas of people moving, and I was just like, if I paid $120 to come here for today, I'd be pissed.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, if you're gonna pay $159 for a day, and you know you're gonna be there a week, yeah, 8 whatever for an annual pass, you might as well.
It pays for itself, especially with somebody like me that travels so much, and I find myself in that area often.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
So it's worth it. It's stupid not to go, but yeah. I don't know if y'all know this. I was down there in spring break, and one of my buddies was there, and he refused to meet with me. It hurt my feelings.
That's not
but
true.
DVC guy?
Actually, there was 2 buddies that wouldn't meet with me, but that's fine. Okay. Actually,
Hey,
3.
the other buddy wouldn't meet with me either. So
imagine that. Anyway, it's okay
I'm
because
sorry I didn't meet with you guys. Jeez. Goodness.
But that aside, the crowds, I called my sister. I sent her a picture of Fantasyland. That's funny you say that, because it was looking like from Small World at the carousel, and it looked like New Year's, Nashville.
Yeah.
Like Broadway.
Yeah.
And I was like, never again. Spring break. Nope. And we've done the DVC nights, and I stood at the end of Main Street looking down towards the train station, and I was doing something, and my sister walked up to me and she goes, are you counting? And I said, shh. I was wanting to count as many people as I could before, they like started going in and out of the shops. I counted 20 people on Main Street during the DVC event. And then we did one of the after-hour things. They paid for it. It was a gift. And I have gotten so spoiled now being in the parks with nobody in them. I have 0 tolerance for the crowds. I'm just
Totally.
like, what are you guys doing in my park? Get out.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to the opening of Galaxy's Edge. See what I did there? I brought it around.
Segue. No, we had that same conversation, because when I was down there with my wife and my kids, I was like, I had prefaced them. I was like, look, we're going to have to stand in lines. We just know there's going to be lines. It's not going to be 20 minutes for Pirates. It's going to be an hour for Pirates, and we just have to be okay with that. But seeing how it was at spring break, and we were talking, when Star Wars opens, it's going to be like this all the time for years. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Adrian, are you all right?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. You need to calm down, man.
He doesn't like all the negative. He doesn't like all the negative talk.
Yeah, I must have. I don't know. Like our trip, I didn't feel like it was that as crowded as it's been before.
I was stop at Disney Shrill.
We must have just caught it right, because the way we do it, we go in and ride a few rides and then we leave, because of the age of our kids.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I would rather do that than have screaming toddlers and a screaming 1.5-year-old.
How are they not screaming when you say it's time to go?
Oh, I wait till they fall asleep in the stroller, and then I'm like, we're gone.
They fall asleep in the stroller after two rides?
No, like we don't go in the morning. Like we go like after lunch. We feed them lunch and then go, and then because it just works out better that way. Trust me.
So you drug your kids with food.
Yeah.
They go
And
into
NyQuil.
a coma.
And NyQuil.
But yeah, I'm spoiled. I'm very spoiled though when it comes to Disney, just because we've been so much, and I have some workarounds. So
He does have workarounds.
I do have a workaround
He
when it comes to
does.
lines. I don't stand in line. So I have a little different experience. If you guys want to experience that with me, just come with me.
It was so bad our last day, man. I mean, we were seriously thinking of just leaving. I mean,
really?
just
Oh wow.
and just leaving Magic Kingdom because nobody was having a good time. And of course we had like a there he is.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Adorable.
It turned around like later in the day, like the crowds died off. But there was a period where we were seriously talking to the kids, like, guys, we can't get on anything. It's so crowded, and maybe we should just call it a day. And they had these looks on their faces, like, or we can stay.
Yeah, or we can
stay. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. We'll do whatever you want.
That's why I like going later in the day, because it does, especially if there's like an afternoon shower, because after the afternoon shower it like clears out some, because people are like, it's raining and we don't know what to do. We gotta leave.
Go back to your hotel.
It's like,
It's
no.
water.
Yeah, 30 minutes. It's gonna be gone. So just wait it out. And that happened on one of our days. I think it was Animal Kingdom. It rained, and then everybody cleared out, and we're like, okay, let's go ride some rides because there's nobody around. But I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, it's just like, and then there is a formula to it on which park to go which day, because some days are way more crowded than other days. You sort of have to plan it out and get lucky. And we got lucky this last trip, the days we went. I think it timed it just right where some parks were full and other parks were not as full. But yeah, don't go spring break. Don't be like me. If all possible. Don't go spring break. Don't go Christmas, New Year's.
Just don't go.
Just don't go.
Ever.
Yes, that's our
Just
takeaway
don't
for this
go.
episode. If you're listening, don't go. So there'll
Everyone
be more
listening,
room for
stop.
us.
It'll be better for you. Go to Disneyland, guys.
Yeah, anybody that listens to this, they're gonna go, man, this sounds like a terrible place. We're never going.
That's
We
Why
love
do y'all
it.
spend so much money?
It's
No,
so crowded and expensive. You should go somewhere.
Speaking of New Year's, I had it in my head that I was going to go spend New Year's at Trader Sam's this year. They have changed the hours, and they close at midnight now.
What? Really?
So I'm assuming they'll
Happy
probably
New Year. Get out.
Yeah, right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And have you guys ever been to Trader Sam's when they close? Like until?
Oh no.
Not when they close.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Can I tell you what they do? Like,
That's fine. I'll know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's pretty cool. You're all sitting in there. It used to be 1 a.m. So presumably you've had a few hippopotami Mai Tais, and you're having a good time. Your stool might be on the floor, and then all of a sudden, all the lights come on,
Oh.
and you hear, and now we have a wonderful magic trick for you. Yeah, everybody face the door, and then they do the whole tiki room thing. And
That's
then
awesome.
They don't stop playing the drums until everybody's gone. So
That is great.
So I'm imagining on New Year's it's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then everybody face the door. Wait, what?
We close in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
I wonder why they changed it to
I don't know.
midnight.
I would imagine like on New Year's they'll probably make an exception or something, but I think I'm gonna try to go.
It's
So.
fun. I don't really drink, so I even like it. It's fun.
It's super fun.
I'm with
If you're
it,
ever
yeah.
out at Disneyland, theirs is super fun as well.
Yeah. I'm a
It's
child.
over at the hotel, over at Disneyland Hotel.
I have the palate of a
Yeah,
child.
Disneyland's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink either, but yeah, I like tiki stuff and everything. And it's just
Now, boys, let's
really
not
fun.
put ourselves up on a pedestal. Okay?
No,
Jesus.
I'm saying that I have the
I don't
palate.
like your judgy attitude.
No,
Okay?
I'm saying
God.
I have a palate of a child. I don't eat condiments on my food. Alcohol just tastes like medicine to me. It's no
His wife
shaming
gets
Yeah.
anybody.
pressed off his toes.
Y'all are going to
It-
start pulling an Adam the Woo. I told our buddy Micah down in Florida recently, I was like, Adam always cracked me up because he would, throw it in there that he doesn't drink while he was eating 12 donuts.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, come on.
I'll put it on the donuts. I don't have
No.
problems with people drinking.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
You're not
yeah.
better than me because
No.
I went to have a hippopotami Mai Tai.
No.
You're eating a whole cake.
I-
Like,
no.
God.
I'll eat a whole cake. I've tried. I mean, yeah, I don't have any problem with the people drinking. I just try stuff and I go,
Yeah.
oh, it's gross.
Oh,
Yeah,
drink
I've tried
fire.
stuff too, and yeah, my wife likes it all, but I've tried things and I just can't do it.
Well, y'all boys need to come
That's
with me to Trader
well,
Sam's.
That's how I afford annual passes. I don't drink. So
Yeah.
That is
Well,
true. They're very expensive at Trader Sam's. You could probably get an annual pass for what you would spend in Trader Sam's in one evening.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
We went one time. It was at Disneyland. It was like the last time before we moved to Texas, and like I don't drink, and I couldn't really drink at the time either because I was taking some medicine, and my wife couldn't drink at the time because she was taking some medicine. But we wanted to go, and we medicine. And
no.
and we just went in there and we're like, can we just buy the glasses? Like, we can't get the drinks. We just want to buy the glasses. And they just sold us the glasses.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, that
you
was
go.
one thing. I was sitting in
Nice.
there. I think it was a couple months ago. Anyway, it's irrelevant when I was sitting in there. But I was sitting in there with a friend of mine, and I was talking to them basically like I've been talking to you guys, and I was saying it bothers me that they don't have like Trader Sam's Trader Supply or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have like a little gift shop where you can go in and
Mhm.
buy. You could buy stuff like you do at Epcot. So you could buy just random, stuff you
Mhm.
could buy out and about, like tiki figures and stuff, but then have the specialty merchandise where you could buy the mugs, you could buy t-shirts, you could buy Hawaiian shirts. I would spend a fortune in there.
Yeah.
And I know I'm
Oh,
not
we
alone,
would too.
hmm
Yeah.
Have you
Oh,
guys
no.
ever been in the Disney World Trader Sam's like around the holidays, around like Christmas time?
I did. On
Did-
Christmas Day.
So you saw the effect with the snow and on the volcanoes and stuff. That
Yeah.
was impressive. I was surprised by that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that was going. Yeah, they do like a little because you look out the windows like Chris. You've been to
Mhm.
one. You see the volcano and all that.
Yeah.
It snows. There's like a blizzard
Yeah.
at winter
Oh, that's cool.
at Christmas time, which I thought that's awesome. I love that.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be alone on Christmas Day. I think it was not this Christmas, but the Christmas before that, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it wound up where it was just me at the house. And I was like, well, this is going to be a great Christmas. And I just picked up, my dad was in Florida, doing business. And he was like, well, come on down here. So I literally packed up the car and drove down there on Christmas Day. I bet you a realistic number, I saw 50 to 100 cars on the road from Nashville to Florida. Like, there was nobody on the road.
Wow.
I don't speed. Like, I'm a grandpa, right? Tyler did like 85 all the way down there because he thought no cop is going to pull him over on Christmas. Did not get pulled over. Wound up at the Polynesian on Christmas Day and had I don't know what it was, some kind of tropical drink. I can't remember. Tropical dark and stormy. And I was like, what are the odds? I thought I would be alone. And I'm like hanging out with Trader Sam on Christmas. It was
Not
pretty
too
cool.
bad.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, we went in the Polynesian briefly on the trip because my son wanted to ride the monorail, and one of my favorite quick service places is Captain Cook's. Well, not anymore because they changed the menu, but
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, my favorite sandwich on the property was a chicken
What?
sandwich with pineapple salsa and bacon and cheddar
No.
cheese. It's gone. They don't have it
No.
anymore.
that sucks. I hate it when they do that.
I think they have it over at the ABC commissary. If you want to make a reservation.
Make a reservation.
Just call ahead.
Anyways, man, we've been talking for an hour and 42 minutes. Look at that.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Time flies when you're dissing Disney.
Because we care.
Hey, I'm trademarking that.
We
People
love
have been
Disney.
tuning in. Like, what is this guy going to say? How dare he?
Yeah.
You know?
I am prepared to be outraged.
Yeah. Dissing Disney. That
That's,
should be
that's the name of the episode
the
now.
name of the
Dissing Disney
episode.
with Tyler and Ray.
Write that down. Look at that.
Hey, I've been waiting to do this till we started wrapping it up. Y'all know what that sash is, right? That's called a shamag. That's
Okay.
worn by Nathan Drake in the Uncharted games.
You should have been wearing it the whole time.
Full circle. Full circle.
Well, boys, thank y'all for letting me come on and chat with you. I hope it was all right.
You guys are
That's
welcome
fun.
anytime. It's fun. And Katrin,
It is.
we didn't get Katrin to shut up. He just kept talking.
I mean, my
Sorry,
God,
guys.
man.
I was busy making some things.
Katrin, how about you give us a wrap up of your thoughts
Lord.
on everything we've talked about today?
We'll take it all the way back to where we're talking about Galaxy's Edge and how gloriously busy it's going to be. And we all can't wait to be there, but we all also don't want to be there.
This is where the music's playing
Sums
underneath
it up.
you.
Yeah, it's not going to matter what I say.
Playing you out. No. Any thoughts?
That's why it doesn't let me talk.
Gondolas. Not
Gondolas, yeah. Frozen they're trying to kill us.
Is Elsa? That's what I was going to say. Is Elsa a murderer?
good.
Yeah.
Is she our friend?
There you go.
There
There you go.
Is it Misner or Meisner?
I don't know. It's the Snow Meisner is an old cartoon, right?
Snow.
No, miser.
Snow
Miser, yeah.
Miser. The heat miser and the
Yeah.
Yeah,
snow miser.
not snow miser.
Yeah. Anyways, well, it's
There
been
you
fun,
go.
guys. Yeah. Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
it's been fun.
Mhm.
I'm Geek.
Bob,
Yeah.
Bob Iger, if you're listening,
He
we have
listens
some
every week.
opinions.
Call us, Bob. Call us.
Put us on your speed dial.
Got a few suggestions. A couple things have to go. Minor. Couple maintenance issues you might want to look into.
There we go.
We wish you had the money for it.
Yeah, they're having a hard time over there at Disney. They need our money, all of it. Anyways. I did find out
one last.
Oh, go ahead. No,
Oh,
you're more important.
I wanted before we wrap this up and forget. We had some good news today. That
It's a boy!
We will have another.
It's a
a boy.
The look on Tyler. Yes, we have to have our I guess a commercial break right now before we end.
Yes.
Yeah, to promote something coming up, and we got some exciting news. Did you want to? You can say it, Chris, if you want to, or Katrin,
no,
or whoever.
I don't know, so I can't.
I don't know what you're talking about. So,
May 10th through the 12th, Comicpalooza is coming up here in Houston, and it's the Texas's largest Comic-Con convention. You wouldn't say Comic-Con convention.
Comic book convention.
Comic book convention. It's coming up, and we are going to be there. They've asked us to come back, and originally we thought it was just going to be me and Chris, which is going to be a bummer. It wasn't going to be that much fun with just the two of us. The life of the party wasn't going to be there. Found out today.
I will be there.
Woo!
I know everybody is excited
I'm
now.
excited.
So.
I was really excited. I had like some heart palpitations earlier when I found out.
I'll be there. I've been working on my part of my costume, so.
Oh, that's what that is.
Oh, that's what that is.
I thought that was a very large toilet paper roll.
No. So I have my Fallout Pit Boy, so it's coming along.
Cool.
So
Nice.
we'll see if it works. I got to buy some other stuff.
It will work.
Yeah,
It'll be cool.
it wouldn't be iamGEEK without all three of you. As a listener, I'm going to tell you right here and now, I need the input of all three. Seriously.
Yeah, we work pretty well together.
Yeah.
Pretty fond of
Be
the
fun.
guys. One of them have to be because he's my brother. So, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm kind of obligated.
No, but so we're gonna be there. We're gonna be doing, and it's gonna be a big. I think we're doing at least 3 or 4 panels. We are, from what I've been told, I think it's going through. We are bringing the battle royale with cheese that we've done on the podcast. We're bringing it to a live stage show. So we will have a live stage show of battle royale with cheese
In a room, not on a stage.
Don't
In
be
the
a
grand
stage.
ballroom.
In the far room, away from everybody.
No, they're like pumping this thing up. I think we're going to
21B.
be. I think we're going to be in a bigger room.
The janitorial
Let's do it.
closet.
So it's our debate game show about who's better and stuff. So we're gonna be the judges and the hosts, and then there's gonna be 2 other podcasts that are gonna battle it out, and we're gonna decide who the winner's gonna be. So it could be pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Breaking a pool cue in half, handing each to each team, and see
Oh
who
yeah.
comes out on top.
Hey,
Yes,
y'all
facts.
need me there because, like, I would make y'all do a video where you like put a piece of paper and write with Sharpie iamGEEK on it, put it on the janitor's closet, and then like open it up, and you guys are like in there.
Come on down, May. It's my birthday weekend. May 12th, my birthday, so May 10th through 12th. Come on down to Houston.
Oh, yeah.
You could be the
You know,
honorary member.
I don't know if you know this, but I was in Dallas not too long ago.
Somebody else stand you up?
It's a lot closer than Nashville. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it to Twin Peaks with you.
We actually had a really good crowd that night. It would have been fun.
I would have drove up if I hadn't been alone. My wife was at a retreat she was gone all weekend, so it was just me and the kids. And Chris doesn't like children, so I couldn't bring.
Babysitter.
We don't. Our babysitter moved away. We don't have one right now. It's very sad.
Listen. Okay, excuses. Everybody's got one. I understand. But you guys got to hear. Okay, especially this fella. You got to hear what your brother did to me. Okay, you got to hear it. He goes, well, man, if you're already in Dallas, just come on to Houston. I went, brother, I'm going more than halfway.
I'm just saying.
Like, what the crap? You got to meet me. Come on, man.
If my wife had been here, I would have been up there, no doubt. Because I already have a place to stay up there. If his wife will let me.
You do? I don't. Where are you staying?
With my buddy Michael. He just moved to Dallas, so I can stay with him.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
Is Garland, Texas, is it towards you or farther away?
I have no clue. I don't know.
Yeah.
Garland's up here near us.
Yeah, it's further.
Yeah, that's
further than Dallas.
That's where the theater was. It was in Garland.
Oh yeah, that's way too far away. Sorry.
Badman and Garland.
Our family friend. I know the episode's running long, but our family friend who put the show on, he has a lady. It's kind of like a housekeeper that lives with him, and she was there. And it's always kind of awkward because she's this old lady, and she's like a family friend of his, but I don't really know her that well. He'll probably be a groomsman at my wedding, so I know him very well. But he wasn't at the house; it was just me and her. So she was walking around and like, well, Tyler, I hope you have a safe drive to the theater. And I was like, well, thank you, Carla, much appreciated. And she goes, I guess you better get going. And I was like, why? And the whole time, I thought it was like 15 minutes away because that's what they all said. It was 55 minutes from his front door.
Texas is a big state.
I was like, well, thank
Yeah.
God, I left early. Like, what?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you were in McKinney, weren't you?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my GPS said like 55 minutes to the theater. I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh well.
yeah, bit of a drive.
Next time, boys.
Next time.
Yes. As unfortunately, I already had something that I was doing that day. My wife had something planned.
He had to do his hair. He had to wash his hair.
I did wash my hair. We had to show off the Tesla that day.
Oh, that was your big car show, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had our big car show that day.
La-di-da.
Well, boys, I've got something, hopefully, that will be happening in June, early June. That's the plan, and I can talk to y'all a little bit about this later. But y'all, all of you, should come down here in June.
Down.
Up
to
over,
Nashville
to
or
right.
over, whatever,
Up and
up
over.
in the south.
In June?
I think if it, I don't have a date specifically, but that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for June.
Cool.
It'd be cool if all you guys could.
Hey.
You're all invited.
Just send a private jet down to Houston and pick me up.
We'll use Ryan's points. It'll be great.
I wish I had a private jet.
call up your old friend Iger and say,
Yeah,
send a
he
jet down.
loves me. It's that random tall country singer guy.
Well, I can't wait to hear what it is.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that, I guess we should go so we can hear all the details.
We could all stay at the Opryland Hotel. They have their new water park. So
Can we use your points, Katrin?
do that. Yeah, I got points. They take Hilton honor points, right?
I just want to go to a fancy hotel and when just walk up and be like, I'm just going to be putting this on the points. Just don't
You
worry
mean
about
like
it.
I'm going to do when you book us in those Copper Creek cabins?
Yeah,
Right?
I'll get right on that. I'll call them tomorrow. They'll say, what points will you be using? I'm like,
All of
Which
them.
would you like?
I don't know. Anyways, this has been a fun episode. It's been a long episode. I may have to divide it in half. I don't know. It's been 2 hours, and I've loved every minute of it. Next time, maybe it'll be 3 hours. I don't know. We'll get these guys
As a
back on.
listener, I can tell you, I do not mind the long episodes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't. The longer, the better, actually, for me. That goes for YouTube videos and podcasts. I never understand why people want to make it shorter. So I want them to keep on going.
Let's keep going. Okay, buckle in.
Not
the
tonight,
coffee.
boys. All right, see
For
y'all.
the third hour, we will be talking about what we think is going to happen in Avengers Endgame coming up.
Everyone dies for real this time.
For real.
Anyways, thank you, Ray. Thank you, Tyler. Come back
Thank you.
anytime.
Thank
I
you,
really mean
guys.
that. I don't know if you'll want to come back, but you're welcome anytime. And until next time, this has been iamGEEK, episode 97, and we'll catch you at Comicpalooza.com.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.